It's the best month of the year, aka October, and I just made a whole video about 31 Halloween themed movies that you can watch this month. But if you want to mix it up a little bit and throw in some movies that aren't specifically Halloween themed, here are 31 underrated movies that I simply do not think get talked about enough. And where to watch them. First up is this movie, The Vast of Night. This is an alien movie that takes place in the 50s. I don't know what else I have to say to sell you. If you're like me and you love alien movies, you need to check this one out. It's on Amazon. Godless, The Eastfield Exorcism. I think that this is one of the best exorcism movies that has come out in the last 5 years. And I didn't even know about it until I saw my friend Justin talk about it on here, and what a fucking banger. This one is on Tubi. And it's inspired by true events, which just makes it so much more uneasy. If you're a Sydney Sweeney fan, she is in a couple hidden gems that I just found out about recently just by scrolling on streaming websites. First is Nocturne. In this movie, Sydney plays this student who is going to this prestigious art school. She's there with her sister who's kind of outshining her until she finds the notebook of a classmate who passed away. By the time you get to the end, you don't know what's real, what's not, but it's shocking, and this one's on Amazon. The other one is The Voyeurs, and this one a couple moves into an apartment building and they start spying on the couple across the street, and then it turns into this full-blown obsession. There are a couple of twists in this one that are absolutely insane, and you can find it on Tubi. Death of a Vlogger is another movie that I found just looking for something to watch one night, and I did not expect anything of it and ended up fucking loving it. This one's about this YouTuber that has this supernatural shit happen to him and his video about it goes viral. But then these internet sleuths out him for the video being faked and everybody turns against him. But then weird shit actually does start happening to him. And it's just a wild ride. You can watch this one on Tubi. Hi, Whack It. This one is about this teenage girl who fucks around with the occult and finds out. And this movie is the epitome of be careful what you wish for, and it's for free right now on Sling TV. Baskin is not for your everyday casual horror watcher, but if you're looking for something a little bit more extreme, check this one out. This is a Turkish horror movie about this group of cops that gets this distress call one night and they go to answer it. That's all I'm going to tell you. The ending of this one is absolutely fucking insane. And you can watch this one on AMC. Another one that's a little bit more disturbing, Kidnapped from 2010. This one is a Spanish horror film. This one is about a home invasion, and the ending of this movie I put on par with the ending of Eden Lake or Speak No Evil in terms of just how fucking bleak and upsetting it is. And you can watch this one right now for free on Plex. Super Dark Times is one I've talked about quite a bit because I think this movie is so great. This is one of the darkest coming of age movies you will ever see in your life, and you can watch it for free on Plex. Should have brought this one up after talking about the more disturbing ones because there is a scene in this that I cannot get out of my fucking head. So this is not the Creep that we all know and love, not the found footage version. This is Creep from 2004. This one is about a woman who gets stuck underground in a subway station in London, and she soon finds out that she is not alone. And you can watch this one for free right now on Tubi. In addition to the disturbing ones, if you want some that are a little grosser, I always recommend Contracted. This one is about this woman who is S8 at a party, so I know this already isn't going to be for everybody. She then contracts this disease that it just is absolutely fucking vile what happens to her. And this one's free right now on Sling TV. Another one that is just really gross and bloody, Pontypool. This one is also really weird and unique because it's like a zombie movie, but it's not your typical zombie movie because the zombie virus is transmitted through the English language. It's really different and you can watch it on AMC. 13 Cameras is a movie that is going to make you question every time you stay in an Airbnb, a hotel, rent a house, literally anything for the rest of your fucking life. And the main dude in it is so fucking creepy. You can watch this one on Tubi. While we're on the topic of creepy, weird characters, The Perfect Host. David Hyde Pierce fucking kills it in this movie, and this is one of those where the hunter becomes the hunted and the tables get turned. This one is an underrated banger and you can find it on Hulu. If you like slasher or serial killer movies, you can check out No One Lives. This is not your typical slasher or killer movie because you're rooting for the villain, and there's more than one villain in the movie. But you can check this one out on Tubi. Another slasher one, He's Out There. This one is about this mother and her two daughters who are in this house in the middle of the woods and they get terrorized by this masked figure and have to fight for their survival. This one gets really intense and you can watch it on Tubi. Another slasher, and what I think is probably the single most underrated 80s movie of all time, Intruder from 1989. This one is about this group of employees at a grocery store that is working overnight and they start getting offed one by this mysterious killer. And you can watch this one on Tubi. The Last Matinee, another slasher, and this one is a modern day giallo. This one is about this masked killer that starts offing audience members at the last showing of a movie, and nobody even realizes what's going on. This one is a lot of fun, and it can also get really brutal, and it's for free on Tubi. Another slasher, and I might be the only person in the world who likes this movie Amusement from 2008, but you know I'm a sucker for a 2000s core movie, and that's what this is. Amusement is about this group of three friends who is being stalked by this masked killer who they believe to be somebody from their childhood that is coming after them for revenge purposes. I just fucking love this movie so much. I don't care. You can rent it on Amazon. Starry Eyes is a movie I've talked about a few times, especially when I'm talking about movies that I think are underrated, because I never hear anybody talk about this movie and it's so fucking good. This is a movie about the lengths that people will go to be famous. There's like a cult aspect behind it if you like that sort of thing, and this one is for free on Tubi. Another one that I bring up a lot when I talk about underrated movies, but Clive Barker's Nightbreed, people do not talk about this movie enough. This one is really good for Halloween because it doesn't take place on Halloween, but all of the monsters and like the creature design and everything I feel like is just really fun for the spooky season. There's also a serial killer in this one played by David Cronenberg. I don't know what else I need to tell you to sell it. This one is definitely more like a horror fantasy, and if you're into that, you can find it on Tubi. We need to do something. I feel like it's very difficult to make a horror movie in one location, such as a bathroom, but this movie pulls it off. This movie is about this family that has to lock themselves in their bathroom because of this impending storm that is coming, but they soon find out that there is something far more sinister outside the door. And you can watch this one on Hulu. And it's also for free on Sling TV. The Blackwell Ghost, this is one that I watched for the first time recently. If you are a found footage fan, you have to check this one out. This one is about this dude that goes to investigate the Blackwell Ghost, who is this woman who killed a bunch of kids. And he finds a lot more than he expected, and this one is on Tubi. BB, this movie just came out this past Friday, but I am going to talk about it any chance I get because it is my new favorite psychological thriller of all time. This one is about this woman that needs to confront the demons of her past and like her trauma and her grief, and her daughter is caught in the middle of it and her reality slips. You don't know what's real, what's not. It's just fucking incredible. You can rent it on Amazon or Apple TV. Mute Witness, a movie that I am personally ashamed I did not know about sooner because what a fucking banger. This one is about this woman who is mute and she witnesses a crime, and let's just say they're not going to let her get away with it easily. And you can watch this one on Shudder. The Ward, this is a movie that I honestly don't remember liking until I watched it again recently, and I was like, oh, this low-key fucking rips. This one is about this girl that is committed to this psychiatric unit, and she very quickly learns that there is like this vengeful spirit that is offing girls one by one. A lot of twists and turns in this one, and you can find it on Tubi. Splinter, this one is about this couple that gets kidnapped and taken to a nearby gas station, but then all of them get locked in that gas station as these creatures start attacking them from the outside, and they have to like outsmart them. This one's really cool, especially if you like a creature feature, and you can watch it on Hulu. We Go On. This one is about this guy that is trying to prove the existence of an afterlife, and he hasn't yet found proof, and he's offering a reward for it. And he has 3 people that tell him that they have proof, and they take him on this journey. And he gets way more than he bargained for, and the ending of this one will leave you absolutely fucking shook, and it's on Tubi. Room from 2019, not The Room with Brie Larson and Jacob Tremblay. This is a different one. It's about this couple that moves into a new house and they find this room in it where if they go in and wish for something, it shows up. So this is another one that's like, be careful what you wish for because it fucking spirals out of control. And by the end of it, you honestly don't even know what to believe as real or not. And this one is currently on Netflix. Also on Netflix, The Call, which is a Korean horror movie from 2020. This one is about this girl that lives in this house and she is able to talk on the phone to the person who lived in the same house 20 years prior. But that person from 20 years prior doesn't really have the best intentions, so it gets really fucking dark. And this one's also kind of a mindfuck because there's a time loop element. And finally, I have Bed Rest, which is a Tubi original starring our queen, Melissa Barrera. This one is about this woman who is pregnant and she is put on bed rest and she starts seeing some supernatural shit around her house. Looking at this, it is absolutely terrible rating, so I might be the only one in the world that liked it. I don't know. Let me know.